So we've been working on this Carnival ride for quite a while now, and one of the issues still hanging over our heads is the central shaft that goes up through the tower, and specifically the stubs at the top that hold the sweeps. I'm going to give you a little flashback here to show you what we're up against. So these are the stubs that the sweeps slide onto, and to me they look like they're paper thin. So my plan here is to use this wire brush that I got and clean these out. I'm going to fill this container with the evapo-rust, and then we're going to pump it up and let it continually recirculate. I'm just going to let that run, see what happens. In order to speed this process up, I have gone and I've purchased 2 more pumps. So my little babbling brook of rust removal has been running here for several days now, and it's doing a pretty nice job. I think it's just about time to shut her down, and then we can evaluate exactly what we got going on here. So the evapo-rust, along with the wire brush, did a really good job of cleaning these up, but it revealed exactly how rusty they are. I'm a little bit concerned about how much deterioration has happened to these stubs and the resultant wall thickness and what it is. Of course, the company is long out of business, so there's no guidance from them, and there doesn't seem to be any visible way to get those pipes out of the larger tube. I think they were probably welded in before being welded to this whole assembly. So we have no time left. We need to get this thing done. So we're just going to attack it, and by the end of this video, one way or another, we're going to have it fixed. This is just from the other pipe, slamming into it from all of the years. Because the other pipe slips over this pipe.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why it has that little...
Yeah, just from the pipes grinding against each other. So, there's a rim of rust or something. I'm just wondering if we should just hit it with a torch and see if that stuff melts or anything inside. Like this whole pipe rusted away down at the bottom?
Yeah.
So eventually we pulled out the torch, but unfortunately this torch doesn't work like it should. When you pull the trigger, the oxygen leaks around the stem of the valve, and it just doesn't cut like it should.
Man, it sucks.
Yeah, we can't do it like this. Your father had it almost cut off.
I could probably snag, well...
At this point, I've pretty much committed myself to replacing these sweep stubs, so I get to work making new ones, copying the dimensions of all the original pieces. Alright, those are the new sweep stubs. Ready to go on. So I decided I have enough cause to need one, so I went out and bought my own torch, and that's what we're up to today.
So that cuts out like nothing. Gonna take a bit of work, huh? Hey Jackson, all those pieces can go in that big blue thing. Yeah. Let's, alright, let's... Do I get? Good enough, yeah. Yep. What kind of paint is that, Mr. Pete?
It's just a weld-through primer.
I like that. It's not like puffing out, like, you know, burning through. Oh, that's real nice. Yep.
Yeah, I think that looks really good. Pretty much identical to what we had, right? Well, Jackson takes his welding seriously.
Oh, he does. He got promoted fire watch to welder.
Yeah.
So some people, they're only strictly shop people. Now I'm in trouble.
I think it looks great.
Wonderful.
And it's done.
And it's done.
This is like a huge milestone.
Good.
Because with this done, it can start going back together. Just make sure none of these pipes pinched. So we can't get the... oh, that's perfect. Because this is roughly the same size as the other. Well, I would like to be sandblasting this, but it's too hot out here to get all dressed up to do that. All right, I'm gonna have to sandblast this thing. The wire wheel's not gonna work. It's super hot out here. We're just gonna have to dig in and get this done because I'm starting to run behind schedule. So I've got sand left over from last year that I wanna use. It's been in a can all year long. I wanna lay it out and make sure it's dry before using it, because if it's wet, it's gonna cause all sorts of additional problems. So I got a tarp laid out. I'm just gonna pour it out there in this hot sun. It should dry out pretty quick and we'll be able to start using it. We'll get a rake and spread this out. That should help. All right, if we come out and rake this every 15 minutes or so, an hour, this should all be dried out. Yeah, this looks like it's having just the effect I want. It's drying up pretty quickly. All right, son, do your thing. The next thing I want to do is sift through this and get rid of any of the garbage that might be in here. These sieves here, I've had these for a long time, back when I used to be in a fireworks club, and used these for sifting the various chemicals. The smaller grades are kind of irrelevant here, but everything should get through the 10, and anything that doesn't get through the 10 is garbage. Yeah, this stuff's actually still kind of wet. That's what the 20 looks like. Yeah, and this stuff here is, I mean, that's dust. So we're gonna do some sandblasting. So my first plan is to try to sandblast this blind. I'm gonna put a tarp around it so I won't actually be able to see what I'm doing. Just kind of doing it by feel. Hopefully avoid getting all dressed up in my marshmallow suit. And if that doesn't work out, then we'll get all dressed up. Before I do any blasting, I want to tape up that area where I machined. Keep that from getting all scored up with the sand. Okay, that should be good. Wrap that up over, this over like this. This could just be a big waste of time, but we shall see. All right, we're getting somewhere, but it's very difficult without being able to see. I think it's time for the marshmallow suit. So I'm pretty pleased with how that came out. Scott's welding looks great. These stubs, it's a huge improvement over what it was before. I don't know why I dragged my feet so long to just cut those things off and replace them. There's still a few areas that I didn't get, but I tried to get all the stuff that I can't get with a wire wheel, so I can get in there with the wire wheel. And I'm really excited because we're like this close to being able to put this thing back together. I got some paint on here, and we can start reassembling it. So that's exciting. This is my excited voice, if you can tell or not, but I'm very excited. I'd like to get some primer on it tonight, but I don't think the rain is going to hold out long enough for the epoxy to set up. I'm going to get it wrapped up though before the rain hits.